Hey everyone, Garbage here. So recently I discovered something in my own game that I'm making that I didn't even know you could do. In my game, I have a mantling mechanic that allows you to climb on top of platforms that you normally can't jump to. And it's triggered by pressing the jump button when you're up against a wall. But apparently, as I've discovered, that's not the only thing you can do with it. If you approach the wall at an angle, you can actually use the mantle to launch yourself a pretty good distance diagonally, and with a decent amount of height as well, which is completely unintentional. I had no idea you could do this. And while it wasn't part of the original plan, I don't intend on getting rid of it because what it does is it raises the skill ceiling of my game. If you take the time to learn how this unintentional mechanic works, you can use it to gain an advantage on other players who don't take the time to learn. Maybe you can use it to get to a weird spot on the map or something. Really, the possibilities are endless. I guess it's kind of similar to wall bouncing in Apex Legends in that you don't need to learn it, but if you do, you can use it to help you out in certain situations. And going forward, I think this is how I'm going to approach pretty much any kind of unintentional mechanic that pops up in my game. As long as it doesn't completely break the game or go against the core principles of the game, I think I'm just going to keep it because it makes the game less of a rock, paper, scissors, play the meta or lose type of situation, and it makes things more skillful and interesting. But beyond that, I've been doing some more work on the player view models. I upgraded the weapon model, so now you have an assault rifle as well as an SMG, and they both have slightly different animations and things. I'm not the greatest 3D modeler in the world, but I can improve these things over time. Nothing is set in stone. One thing that I mentioned in my last video was how the gun would look kind of weird when crouching near low obstacles, because the gun would look like it's shooting into the obstacle instead of over it. And to get around it, I had the gun enter an ADS pose in that situation to make it look a bit more natural. Well, things have changed since then. I discovered that the whole problem was unique to the specific model I was using at the time, and after I changed it to the current one, the problem was no longer a problem, which meant that I could now allow players to aim down sights whenever they want to, like in most modern FPS games. Now, the plan for my game is that there won't be any difference in accuracy whether you ADS or not. Maybe it'll zoom you in a bit if you do, but for now, the plan is that the recoil and spray pattern is going to be the same no matter what. And I want people to feel like they don't need to ADS to be effective in my game. And so one thing that I'm experimenting with is making it so you have to give up some other kind of utility in order to be able to ADS, which forces you to think about what is the best tool for the given situation. But I haven't fleshed that out yet, so we can talk about that in a future video. Finally, I want to talk about the bullets in my game. If you've been following this series so far, you might have noticed that all the weapons I've shown off so far have been projectile weapons, meaning that when you shoot the weapon, it fires a physical bullet that travels through the air in real time. And this is, for the most part, not going to change. Projectile weapons are friggin' cool, and since I get to make all the rules in my game, I want all the weapons to be projectile. That being said, I have been experimenting with a HitScan projectile hybrid approach, where within a certain distance, bullets are HitScan and have zero travel time, but beyond that distance, they act as projectiles. And one of the big benefits of this is that it takes a lot of pressure off of the multiplayer servers. HitScan bullets require way less computing power to simulate, since it's basically just drawing a line between 2 points, whereas with projectiles, you have to calculate its position and speed and trajectory every single frame across time and space, which you have to do for every single bullet, and there could be tens of thousands of bullets shot in a single game, and so it can get pretty expensive. I imagine the majority of gunfights in my game will take place within a certain distance, where even projectiles will feel like they're hitting instantly anyways, and so if I can use HitScan for the majority of those fights, I can make my game less costly to run overall, which is important since I'm making this game by myself and all the server costs will be coming out of my own pocket, and so I do have to make a few concessions here or there. But yeah, overall, I've just been feeling really motivated to work on this game lately. I know things still look really basic and it's hard to get a sense for what the game is going to be about this early on in development, but we will get there eventually. And I hope that by the time we're done, this game will become something that people are really excited about playing. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about how the game is developing. I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts about the hybrid bullet system I'm experimenting with. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and bell for more gaming content. Links to my streaming channel, my Twitter, and Discord are all down below. And as always, have a nice day.